Just like that time when it got weird between Mulder and Scully.
You can't quit now, Scully.
I can, Mulder.
This is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show of Luke and Lewis for lunch on what station, Luke? Say it, brand it.
Triple M Modern Digital.
Tick.
Big executive tick there from the bosses.
If you're listening, bosses, we just branded the hell out of that.
Yeah, we did.
So, what have we got coming up in today's show, Luke?
I don't know what we've got coming up on the show, but I do know that Lewis is wearing shorts again.
Yeah, I'm still
Round
wearing
2,
shorts.
baby.
I'm wearing the same pair of shorts that I wore yesterday.
Damn, Lewis, back at it again with the black shorts.
You know, sitting in them, I've realised how incredibly short they are.
Yeah.
There's borderline underwear on me.
Yeah, true.
Because I got the fashionably
They look like
high...
Speedos.
Yeah, I got the fashionably high ones on like regular sized
Yeah.
people, and it's just become unfashionably
Yeah,
high.
it looks like you stole Warwick Kappa's shorts.
So coming up on the show, we are going to conclude our experiment. Are left-handed people better at sports than right-handed people?
We will find
that was
out.
The experiment,
that
right?
was the experiment. How did the experiment go? Well, I guess you'll find out. Not great.
Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Check. So, Luke, I was walking home from work. This story takes place over 3 days. Okay, it's an epic tale.
I look forward to it. Are you
Yeah.
going to release 3 films?
Thinking about it, I think it might be adapted into at least a book.
Yeah.
And then that book will be adapted into a film.
And then split the last 2 films into 2. That's what most films do these days to really
Yeah.
milk that cash run.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, chapter 1. I was walking home from work, and the moment where I was walking down one of the streets where all of the bars are, down Crown Casino, you know,
Yep.
that walk, and I noticed that there's been a new bar set up by Jack Daniels. It's like a promotional bar. It's a pop-up bar by Jack Daniels to advertise their new whiskey. So there was a bunch of things going on. There are a couple of like fire toilers, and you know, there were people giving out Jack Daniels in promotional cups, things like that. And I noticed out the front there was one of those statue buskers. You know them?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a guy sitting in a chair with his arm around the chair on a big bench. So there's room for 2 other people.
And was he bronzed?
He was covered in gold paint.
So he was on schoolies.
Yeah, so he was covered in gold paint. He had a beard and a hat on, and it was phenomenal. Like, everyone was standing around taking pictures. He just was not moving at all. It was incredible, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. He's really good at that statue busking job.
Yeah.
So then I went home, didn't think anything of it. The next day, I'm walking home again the same way, and the Jack Daniels bar is still there. There's still lots of attractions, and the statue busker is there again. Again, people are taking photos of him. He's not moving at all. I'm even more impressed because I'm like, oh, he's still doing it in this heat because it was really hot
Yeah.
the next day. Okay, and then yesterday, the 3rd day, I walked home again, walked past the statue busker, realized it was just a statue. It was literally just a gold statue, and everyone standing around him were not taking photos of the busker. They were taking photos of the giant sign that was encouraging people to take photos of it. But I thought this statue was a guy, gold paint.
You were like, man, this guy's committing so hard. He's here at night. He's here at dawn. He's here in the morning.
He's been there for 36 hours. He doesn't even eat.
He just thought he was really committed to his art.
And looking back, when I realized that it was a statue, I had a good look at it, and their head is way too big to be human. Like, it's not even a realistic statue. It's plastic. So I'm just an idiot. I think I'm going to go and take a photo with him on the way home from work today.
You clearly had way too many free Jack Daniels that they were giving out.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually kind of worried that if I go and take a photo with him, it's actually going to turn out to be a real busker, and I'm a double idiot. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Luke?
That is the station that we are currently broadcasting from and that you are listening to.
Yes, check. So, Luke, is Mark Zuckerberg a human?
Is Mark Zuckerberg the creator of Facebook, billionaire, that guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
False. I don't think he is. Okay? Have you seen Mark
True, no one else wears a blue top and jeans every single day of their life and doesn't get bullied for it.
Exactly. Like, I think the dude's clearly a robo. Or he's ascended past his human form. That's what I think.
He's evolved, do you think?
I think he once was human when he was in high school, uni, and then he invented Facebook, joined the Illuminati, and now he's a shapeshifter from Mars. Or his body has at least been 1/3 inhabited by a shapeshifter from Mars.
Right. Have you got any evidence to back this up?
Yes, I do. Actually, I think
that's a big call.
I do. I have an accidental admission from Zuckerberg himself. During a speech, he accidentally revealed the truth about his human nature.
You kind of need to remind yourself that you need to focus and try not to let stuff bother you as much as possible. But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
See, way too sus, okay? I can understand...
He got really defensive.
Yeah, see, the slip, I was human, that's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have knocked him for that. But then when he backpedaled, he's like, no, I am human. I was referring to myself in the past. Still a human, guys. Hey, who said I'm an alien? Not you guys.
It's like
I'm
he downloaded
human.
a virus and his computers just went, started messing up in front of a whole crowd of people.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we need to do something about this because one of the most popular websites in the world that has all of our human information is run by a shapeshifter from Mars.
Isn't it just a robot?
Well, robot, shapeshifter. Well, if he's a shapeshifter, he could turn into a robot. Something
what
needs
to
to
do?
be done.
Yeah.
I think we need to bring MySpace back. That's why
get Tom on the phone.
That's why MySpace died, because Tom never ascended. Tom was never corrupted by the Illuminati.
I actually started stalking Tom on Instagram the other day from MySpace. You know, he's a photographer now. Does great photography.
Does he have an Instagram?
He's got heaps of followers because
What
he's
a
still
traitor.
Tom from MySpace. But yeah, he's very human. He's been in Fiji lately, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. Maybe we should get... Okay, well, you know what? Let's just all deactivate our Facebook accounts. Oh, no, we need it for the show, because then no one will listen to our show.
Well, everyone listens.
Does that
to
mean our
Triple M Modern
show's run by robots now?
Digital. Oh no, I think
It's happening.
we're being taken over by robot overlords. Sorry, Mark Zuckerberg. I take back everything I said. You most definitely are a human. Wink, wink. Let me in the Illuminati. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital.
That is the station that we are on. Now, Lewis, yesterday we decided to conduct an experiment based on an article you read that people who are left-handers are better at sport.
Yeah, fast-paced sport.
Fast-paced skill sports, kind of like
so
table tennis, cricket.
all those kinds of things. And the theory behind it is it's not necessarily the left-hander being better. It just more so puts the right-hander off because you're used to playing people who are right-handed. So
Yes.
the ball
Because
just
aren't 90% of people in general right-handed?
Yeah. So the ball will come at you in a weird direction that you're not used to. So it'll make it harder for you to play against that person.
So we set out to test this experiment to see if it was true, and very quickly realized that while testing the experiment that we needed a left-hander in order to do it properly.
Well,
instead of me just playing left-handed.
I'll explain the experiment. Basically, to test that theory, we got Luke to play me in ping-pong with his right hand, and then we got him to play me with his left hand to see if he would be better.
Which makes no sense because I'm not a left-hander, so it's obviously I'm going to be worse with my left hand.
We got about 2 minutes into the experiment, and it just quickly devolved into an argument, and we were both trying to figure out what the experiment was. But, that's what happens when we're in control of everything, and I have to organize a scientific experiment when I failed high school and I'm not a scientist. So here's how our scientific experiment went. Okay, so we are about to test the theory that left-handers are better at sport. What we're doing is we're playing ping-pong, me versus Luke.
Okay, so I'm going to be using my right hand for the first game, and then we'll score it, and then if I do better with my left hand. No, but this doesn't prove anything because none of us are left-handers.
Mate,
the article wasn't proof that your left hand works better. It was, if you're a left-hander, you'll be better. The game began and then quickly stopped because we started arguing again about the actual intention of the experiment.
Mate, your definition of a left-hander is wrong. A left-hander is someone who uses their left hand.
Luke easily won the first game and then switched to his left hand.
Are you talking in third person, mate?
Oh, yeah. But then again, another argument started, and we realized this experiment was totally pointless.
You realize it doesn't make sense?
So you're currently using your left hand, therefore left-hander, and I'm winning.
I'm a right-hander using my opposite side, which is obviously
makes
the reason
you a
why.
left-hander.
No, the reason why I suck is because I'm a right-hander.
Oh, I win! Experiment concluded, and my verdict is being left-handed makes you slightly worse.
Yes, because I was born right-handed.
The game is over, and so is our experiment. Unfortunately, the only thing we concluded is that I suck at ping pong and organising experiments. There we go, listeners. Myth busted. The myth was, can I organise an experiment? And everyone thought I could, but we busted that myth, so you're welcome. That was the real experiment.
Yeah.
I was actually 3 steps ahead of you, Luke.
Yeah, of course. You're not just backtracking now because we didn't know what we were doing. So, yeah, that experiment obviously failed because to test if left-handers are better at sport, you need a left-hander.
You need a left-hander and a right-hander.
Mike? You said the other day you're a left-hander.
Oh. We could have just got Mike.
Well, you guys never asked me.
All right, Radio Mike is a left-hander.
Oh,
look,
okay,
I'll be honest. I was going to say let's redo it, but I don't think we should go back to that.
No, okay, I figured out the way that you would actually do the experiment because just because Mike's left-handed doesn't mean you are of equal ping-pong skill.
That's true.
What you need is you need a no-hander. You need someone who is bad at using both of their hands.
I thought you were about saying amputee. I was like, nah, they'll suck at ping pong no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you need a no-hander, someone who's awful at using both of their hands, and then you get them to play me in ping pong. And actually, to be honest, I just wanted to beat someone twice.
Oh, by the way, can we say before we go to the break? So it was what, 11? I beat you 11-2 first with my right hand, and then I switched to my left hand, and you only beat me by 2 or 3 points.
Okay, yeah, so experiment
So we concluded that you can't do experiments and Lewis sucks at ping pong. Well done, everyone.
Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again to know everything about everything. This is The Boys Book. Proudly presenting The Boys Book. How to be the best at everything.
Yeah, the boys! Woo! That's right. It's I like this segment because it's one of the only segments where I'm actually allowed to read the book that you bring into the studio.
Yes, so it's not the Scotty Cam book, it is the boys' book. Now, on this show, if you haven't heard this segment, I found a book while cleaning out my room titled The Boys' Book, How to Be the Best at Everything. And immediately I thought, wow, big call. Because it's a small book, and apparently it holds the secrets and the key to everything.
I mean, by the end of next year, we should get through this book every page. And if I don't know everything, I'm going to get a refund.
Yes, on the book. I think I've lost the receipt by now.
That's right. The book should tell you how to find your receipt.
That's true.
Who to get a refund from.
Apparently, like, if it's everything, it must hold, like, the secret to eternal life and stuff. But we don't want to get to that today.
We're going to need it if we want to get through the book.
Yeah, instead of the secret to eternal life and happiness, today we're going to learn how to write a quick poem.
Oh, way more important.
Yeah. So, have you ever written a poem before, Lewis?
I think I've written a poem, but I've never written a quick poem.
Right,
so
you've
sat there.
There's
a gap in my skill set there.
Yes.
So this is actually really useful for me.
Great.
Because I'm always spending way too much time writing poems.
Yeah, I can tell. I was like, where's Lewis? Oh, he's writing another poem again.
Yeah, I need to get more efficient with this.
Yeah. So it says at the top that it's writing a quick poem is an unfailing way to impress your teachers and to be the envy of your friends.
So we don't have any teachers here, but
no,
this poem is going to make both you boys super jelly.
Yeah. Me and Radio Mike are going to be envious of your quick poem writing skills. That's never been said before. So, all right, step 1. Are you ready? You've got a pen and pad there, ready to go.
Step 1, let's hit it.
Let's get creative. All right. On line 1, write the subject. You could pick anything. And the example on this is storm, but write a subject that you feel.
All right.
Are you going to tell us?
Modern Digital.
Cool.
Hear that, execs?
Great branding.
Here we go, and I've underlined it too.
Great. Line 2, write down 2 descriptive words that spring to your mind whenever you think of Triple M Modern Digital.
Modern and digital. Okay.
Great.
That's good.
So step 3 of 5, on line 3, write 3 verbs connected to Triple M Modern
Hang
Digital.
on, what's the verb? Is
Like
that
a
a doing word?
describing word. Like, so,
No, hang on. Verb's
like-
a doing word.
right, so if it...
Mike?
Yeah, so a describing word is an
You're an idiot,
adjective,
mate.
Luke.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
it's a doing word.
Well, so like, for example, the example is storm on here, so it'd be like blows, howls, crashes, like that's a
Yeah,
verb.
that's not a descriptive word, you moron.
Well, that's
All right.
describing
Anyways,
how
okay, so a doing
how a
word.
storm works.
All right, so broadcasting, branding,
That's important on Triple M Modern Digital.
and what else do we have here?
Remember, this is a quick poem. Come on.
Hang on.
We should have
I've
put
got
a
it.
timer
I'm
on it
writing.
at the start.
Starving. So we have no budget.
Cool. So, on line 4, write a thought that comes to your mind about Triple M. Any thought. Just
Any
a
thought?
short thought. First thought
Okay.
that comes to your mind about Triple M Modern Digital.
Help.
And the final line, write another phrase to describe the subject. So maybe like a 2 or 3 word just to describe Triple M Modern Digital.
Okay. Digital and modern.
Okay, and now it's finally time, ladies and gentlemen, to hear Lewis's poem.
Okay. Man, that was really quick. That was like a minute or so. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. This is my poem.
Hang on, sorry, Mike, could we get some applause ready just in case it's good? But don't play the applause if it sucks. All right.
Okay. But this is a quick slam poetry. So
Cool.
I'm going to present this as a slam poem. Have you heard one of those before?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, can you give me some applause as I come onto the stage?
Me or Mike?
I just wanted to play it early.
Okay, go.
All right. So, this is my poem. It's called Triple M Modern Digital. Modern and digital. Broadcasting, branding, starving. Help. Digital and modern. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was really moving. Quite touching.
Give me
can
my
you hit
applause,
it? Where-
mate.
Where's the applause? Sorry, were you just gobsmacked at how
Didn't
quick
you
and
like my
efficient that
poem?
poem was?
I was waiting for you guys to tell me whether to do it.
No, I was over here with a tear rolling down my face because that was beautiful, mate.
I
So,
didn't know it was up to my discretion to do it.
You know what? It was a pretty moving poem because there was starving, there was help. You know, I think everyone were so moved by the fact that we have no budget here that they were just shocked and they couldn't actually applaud. I just emotionally moved them so much. Thank you very much, Boys Book.
no worries.
Think, if
now
anyone,
we know how to write a quick poem.
that was speedy as too. Are you jelly?
Fun? Yeah.
Awesome. Mission accomplished.
Well, we all know how to write it now, so I could if I tried.
Yeah, but the point is that you couldn't write something as beautiful as this.
Or as modern or digital.
This is Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Luke, you've got some breaking news, some of the most important news in the world.
I think I'm the only one who has this scoop at the moment, so if
No
you're
one else
tuning
has
in right
talked about
now,
this.
no one's talking about it, haven't heard anywhere else. This is purely on this station, Triple M Modern Digital. This is the place where you go to hear news first.
Yes.
Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be another royal wedding.
What?
That's right. Prince Harry has got engaged to a lovely girl called Meghan Markle. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look, I didn't look up how to pronounce it.
You're the worst news anchor
Mate, I just know her as Rachel from Suits. All right. So he proposed to Rachel from Suits.
Yeah.
And if you're familiar with that show, Rachel is a fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous girl with an even more gorgeous man. Prince
Yeah, I thought
Harry.
you were trying to encroach on that marriage there.
Nope.
But no, you
Well, I was, but, if Megan could get out of the picture and just leave me and Harry be, that'd be great.
Just sounds like you want to get into the middle of it now.
Yeah. I want to slice of both pies. The thing is, though, I was watching their interview. They did like a 20-minute interview together talking about the proposal because apparently people care. I don't know really why.
Yeah, well, I don't understand why people care about the royals so much because they don't. It's not like they have any power anymore. They're borderline a tourist attraction for England now. It's
like Harry Potter world #1,
Yeah.
big man, and then you've got Prince Harry.
That's
number
actually
3.
why they make a big deal out of it because it's really good for their tourism industry. And I feel like if they could chop your head off for not caring, I'd care about it.
Yeah.
But they can't even give me a parking fine.
For not caring.
No, they don't have any.
It's not treason to not care.
Exactly. So I don't understand all the hype about it. I just think it's weird. But how did they propose?
Yeah, so
did people care because they proposed in like a spectacular way?
No. So I watched this interview, right, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a great proposal story. Everyone loves a good viral proposal. I love big gestures. It's always cute. I was like, dude, this guy's loaded. He's going to
because you know what?
I thought he'd fly to the moon or something.
If I had like access, because they have access to millions and millions of dollars, because they've got old money, like 200-year-old money. They were rich in the medieval times, and they're even richer now. So I would think that if I had borderline unlimited access to money and no job,
you'd do a no-gravity proposal.
Yeah, take her to Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the moon wouldn't even be enough. Or at least, take
you get an alien to be a celebrant or something.
Yeah, you take it to a nice restaurant and close it for the night.
Maybe that's the wedding. Well, so what he did was, right, he did pretty much a low-budget proposal. He just proposed to her as they were cooking chicken dinner.
What?
Yeah, they were just at home cooking dinner.
How do you know this, though?
Oh, because they're in the interview. This is the audio from the interview now. I think we've got it.
It's a cozy night. What we're doing, just roasting chicken and having
trying to roast chicken.
Trying to roast a chicken, and it was just an amazing surprise. It was so sweet and natural and very romantic.
She's disappointed for sure.
When girls say stuff's cute and sweet, it means it was boring and not enough money was spent on it.
Yeah, because it sounds like he couldn't even roast a chicken.
Yeah,
he's just put no effort into that.
Well, yeah, it sounds like they were cooking Easy Mac or some like 2-minute meal, and then he just bent down on one knee, and she was probably like, "Oh, it's not ready yet," and he's like, "No, I'm proposing to you." She probably thought he was bending down to get some cutlery or something.
Get the chicken out of the oven.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, at least wait until you finish cooking.
That's one of the most boring. That's one of the most boring confessions of love I've ever seen in my life.
What? And you know what? It sounds.
I think I have the second most boring, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't a confession of love. It was. I think when I asked out Emily, my current girlfriend.
Obviously, you would have put a lot of effort in.
Yeah, I mean,
knowing you,
yes,
it would have been a spectacular, amazing day. How did you ask her out?
At a bus stop.
just on the way home from Centrelink?
Yeah. No, on the way home from school.
Where did you ask her out to?
Our first date, we literally it wasn't really a date. We just went for a walk. We were just like, let's just hang out. And then we went for lunch, like, after that.
Yeah, so here you are making fun of the Royals.
Yeah.
And you're picking up girls at the bus stop.
Yeah, I don't have no gravity money, all right? I can't afford a trip to the moon, all right? I can afford a bus payment. Nah, we are fair evaded, but look, it was a low budget confession of love, and I'm all about that. What about your one? Was your one low budget?
No, I took Jazz to like a nice restaurant.
No, you take your girlfriend to Macca's, so you always do low budget stuff.
Okay, I've done that like once. When I first dated,
I took Prince Harry. Lewis, I've discovered something that's blown everyone's mind. I'm making waves in social media again. I mean, yesterday you tried to become a meme on the show. I realize sometimes I accidentally do it.
Yeah.
I just blow people's minds with, I was about to say good content. That's not it.
You
with
blow people's
content.
mind in like mundane areas.
Yeah.
That's what you.
It's
really,
my forte.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes tap into a market that it didn't intentionally want to go there, and it happened the other night. So I was at a gig and I was promoting this podcast, and I just chucked the thing. I was like, "Hey, podcast is up on iTunes," and then in the photo popped a Shakas. So, I
don't know if you can pop a Shakas just because you uploaded a podcast. Like, we upload a podcast every day.
So, if you don't know what a Shakas is, it's like the hang loose hand gesture, and then you wiggle it a tiny bit, which makes it a Shakas, I think. Because I think it's a shack, and then it's a Shakas as soon as you start wiggling.
Okay, I'm glad you've thought about this a lot.
Yeah, I have. I've been thinking about it quite a bit recently. And then I reevaluated. I did what you did. I was like, man, can you just pop a Shakas like that?
Normally when there's a Shakas, like you might do a Shakas to greet someone, or you might do it after you've just ridden a sick wave at the beach.
Yeah, like hang loose, gnarly words associated with Shakas.
It's a very cool thing. Like you're only supposed to do it after you've done something cool, or if you see something cool.
Yeah, so I reevaluated. I looked at the snap, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to own this moment. So I did a follow-up snap.
No.
I doubled down, and I went... and I put another one, but this one with a boomerang on Snapchat, and that's where it replays.
You shacked it up again.
Yeah, I shacked it up again, and then said...
Infinite shacks.
And kind of titled it with, like, man, there's usually, oh no, I think I tied it with like you don't have to have a reason to pop a Shakas. I pop them whenever I damn well want. And then all of a sudden I just did my gig, went home, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these, people popping Shakas back at me like, hey man, keep popping. And I was like, what have I started here? So then I just did a few more.
No, I don't agree with this. You can't start a Shaka revolution,
I didn't
mate.
care. I did it.
That's against the Shaka rules.
So I started popping them left, right, and center on my Instagram story, right? And this is just, I don't even know what I've started here. I've tapped into this underground Shaka audience that I didn't realize I had on my Instagram, but now are suddenly there. And I've got to be honest, I haven't received this kind of just more attention, not really attention, just this much hype since my videos went viral, like about a year ago. Mm-hmm. I received, honestly, about 200 to 300 messages last night on my Instagram.
Big call, because your last You Don't Know Me video got 20 million views. Are you getting 20 million views on these Shakas?
Yeah, but I've never even posted about it publicly. It's just on my Instagram stories. Only a few thousand people see it.
Right. Okay. Well,
That's 10% of people.
I just don't know if you can pop a Shaka for no reason.
You don't think you can pop a Shaka?
I think it feels wrong. I'm not sure if I could do it. I mean, should I try it? Or he's just doing it now. Mate, that's putting me off.
Michael's doing it for no reason. We didn't even ask him. Okay. You can do it. Try it. No, wait, don't. Okay.
Do you think I'm ready for this, guys?
I don't know. You failed at becoming a meme yesterday. Do you really want to join one? Come up with something yourself, mate.
I'm going to give it a go.
Oh, no, he's doing it. His hands... He just did a thumb. He panicked. You panicked and you didn't. You forgot to throw out your pinky.
I couldn't throw out the pinky. I'll give it another go.
Oh, you did it, but you didn't Shakas it. Oh, he's doing it.
Two hands.
Dual wielding the Shakas, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, you can Shakas whenever you want.
We're going to start a Shakas revolution on this show.
Yeah, let's do it. This is now the Shakas station.
I didn't even know like how it started. It just happened, and I'm rolling with it. And people are loving it, but I'm also getting the haters, man.
Yeah.
And you know what we do? We pop Shakas on the haters on this show.
This is Luke and Lewis for lunch. You can Shakas whenever you want. Triple M Modern Digital. Luke, it's time to revisit a big news story that we covered earlier. Was it earlier in the week?
It was early last week.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd closed the Bob Catter book. We thought we'd moved on from that but the story has been revisited because if you didn't hear, about a couple of weeks ago, Bob Catter used an excuse that, what was it?
A quick recap was it's to do with the same-sex marriage debate.
Yes.
So it was recently legalised officially in Parliament. But before that, when the Australian people voted in the mass survey that same-sex marriage should be legalised, a journalist asked for Bob Catter's response and what he thought about gay marriage, and this is what he had to say.
And a final observation on the same-sex marriage debate from Bob Catter.
I mean, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities, I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned, But I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
So that was Bob Catter's response. He just completely got intimidated by thinking about gay people existing and turned the conversation to his hatred of crocodiles.
That's like asking you what it's like to be short. It's like, you're not going to know. He's a massive homophobe. Why do you need Bob Catter's opinion on that anyway? But yeah, he used that crocodile pretty much excuse as a way to deviate the conversation from same-sex marriage to crocodiles, people being ripped to pieces.
If that was true, I could totally understand that. If every 3 months crocodiles were getting torn up in Queensland, I'd be like, yeah, that's a way bigger problem. We need to fix this, and then we'll work on other problems. But ABC just fact-checked Bob Catter to see whether or not every 3 months, which is very often, someone actually does get ripped up by a crocodile.
Yeah, someone actually thought oh, you know what, maybe that does sound a bit unbelievable from Bob, but let's go have a look into it. Turns out there was one death per year from crocodiles, not one every 3 months.
Yeah. See, that's not very much at all.
That's not a problem.
No.
One death a year. More people die every day from vending machines. Oh, no, not every day, every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what Bob Catter's complaining about. I think, he can now he can spend time on it.
Yeah. But I still think, there's still a problem here with that issue. There's still obviously 1 year. What do you think of it?
think about crocodiles dying.
Yeah, what do you think about what do you think about a crocodile still being torn to pieces once every year?
Well, I think crocodiles are entitled to their dietary proclivities. May 1,000 teeth chomp. But I ain't spending any time on it because gay marriage just got legalised and there's a lot of work to do there. All right? This is Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Luke, are you familiar with Bug Guy?
I'm familiar with the film A Bug's Life. Is it a biography about the guy? Is it
what, a live action version of Bug's Life? No, Bug Guy is a guy that I keep seeing in the streets right outside the radio station. I've been seeing him daily for months now, and nobody else has noticed him. Everyone I talk to about Bug Guy, they don't know who he is.
Is he the guy in the trench coat with the trolley?
Yeah, okay. So, you've noticed that guy.
Yeah.
But did you know that Trenchcoat Guy...
He looks like Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Did you know that Trenchcoat Guy is actually Bug Guy? Because I'm glad that
what makes him Bug Guy?
I'm glad that you've seen this guy, because next time you walk past him, he sits right outside the exit of our radio station just about every day. And he sits there, and he's always looking at something in his hands. And one day I walk past him, like, what is this guy always looking at? And I walk past him. In one hand, he's holding, what's a magnifying glass? I forgot the name of it. I almost said a microphone glass. A magnifying glass. And then in the other one, he's holding a jar. And in the jar is a bug.
What type of bug?
I saw him the first day. He had a stick insect. And then the next day, he had a grasshopper. So, like, cool, hard to find bugs. And then, have you noticed how he always carries that giant trolley bag thing with him? It's full of jars.
What?
Different
his
kinds
trolleys
of bugs.
are full of... I thought it was full of some possessions of his.
No.
It's just a bug trolley.
I think we assumed this guy was homeless. I think he's just an avid bug collector, and he just carries around a bug's the entire cast of a bug's life.
To get a bug. It's pretty hard to get a bug sitter. Like, you've got to carry him with you. You have to bring him to events.
I know.
You can't,
So he'll
pay some 15-year-old $15 an hour to look after your bugs.
I guess his daily routine must be to listen to our radio show, collect bugs, and then when we're finished, he sits outside the station and just looks at his finds. But the reason why I'm bringing him up is I haven't seen him for 3 days, and I'm getting really worried about Bug Guy.
Yeah, he's out looking for bugs. How do you think he got the bugs in the first place? He didn't find them outside the radio studio.
I think something's happened to him. I think that he's gone after the final bug, like a giant bug.
He's probably laying traps outside some poor beetle's home right now, sneaking up in camo in his trench coat with his trolley hid behind a tree.
Well, you know what? Either way, whatever's happened to him.
How do you even lure a bug? Like, how do you catch a bug?
That's why I don't get.
I think because the only time I ever see a cool bug is I stumble across a bug. Like, I never go out of the house, like, looking for bugs. Like,
I know. I guess he just has, like, a bug book and he looks up bug habitats and he just goes around
we should look up in the boys' book how to find bugs.
Yeah, I bet it's in there. Well, everything's in there.
Do you reckon the chapter was written by Bug Guy?
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe he wrote the whole book.
Nah. It seems like he's one
God
strength.
probably wrote that book.
Yeah, it seems like the one strength he has is bugs. And wearing trench coats in summer.
I don't get the trench coat. Maybe it's full of pockets for bug catching utensils, so he's always ready.
So they're all in jars.
Yeah, they're all in
jars.
jars.
I'm going to have to go check this out.
Yeah,
How many bugs do you reckon he has?
Look, honestly, I've looked. I can only give passing.
Don't say more than 15.
You don't want to. I would at least 12.
That's a lot of bugs still.
12 jars. Okay, and you know what? Because I haven't seen him for a few days, I think. Either way, whatever's happened for this guy, I'm psyched for when he comes back because he's probably got the best bug of all time.
He's found like a prehistoric dinosaur bug.
David Attenborough probably follows this guy around.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's going to track down the bugs. And they just send camera crews after him to save costs on bug hunting. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Unfortunately, we have to go.
Hey guys, my chair's fine. Don't worry about it. Stop asking every time we wrap up this show. It's like, Luke, is your chair the right height? Yes, guys. It's fine.
Is it the right height?
Pardon? Hang on. Yeah, now it is. Thanks for asking that.
Well, that's good because now it can be the right height for the rest of the 2 minutes of the show.
It's not the right height again.
Oh, okay.
I just lowered it.
Is that all you're going to do for the rest of this?
Pardon? Oh, I was probably going to pop a Shakas while loosening my chest.
That's pretty loose. So that's the end of the show, guys. We're concluding with my experiment. I think the real experiment was can I do experiments?
Yeah.
What did we conclude?
And I like that you can't do experiments.
I'm a scientist.
No, I think we concluded that I think you're now banned. You know, I love initiating bans in this show. I banned Radio Mike from not participating in Cole's home brand jams for a week, and I stand by that ban. You're not going to be in there next week. You're going to watch two artists perform slow jam raps to Cole's hold music. And I would like to initiate another band on the show. Another band on the show, which is Lewis no longer gets to think of and participate in and organise especially experiments. Because you're not a scientist. Where's your lab coat, big dog?
Look, mate, I will accept these on condition that only if you can top my experiment and actually come up with a good experiment for next week. Okay? So that's what I want from you, scientist Luke, and then I will refer to you always
actually,
as Dr. Kidgel.
I'm gonna, I'm actually gonna lower my ban for 1 sec. Can the experiment next week be? Can Lewis come up with a good experiment to do your show? And that's the experiment.
Okay, but then,
I know what I just did, but I beat you and I'm happy about it.
Hopefully, at the end of the week, if my experiment is successful, that means that your experiment will be successful and we will both be doctors.
Damn it. Guys, my chair's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is Dr. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Digital.
Comfy chairs.